Okay, so those of you coming on, I just put my shoes on and I showed you the ins and outs of putting on your shoe, which is when you're sitting, and go ahead and sit. Go ahead and sit. This is part of our warm up, and then stand back up. But when you're going to put on your shoe, you either put your foot up on a bench or something low. That's the best thing, but push your taillights back. So see, I'm going to sit, then I'm going to come back up, just like that. Then I'm going to stand here and I'm going to do a bend of the knee and a straight of the leg. See, my whole foot, and just bring your heel up. Then you switch, okay? So if you can't walk around to warm up, or let's say your hips are tight. So this one is specifically if you get tight hips, okay? You can stand just shoulder width. You don't have to go too wide, but you bend a knee and you bring a heel up. And this one's straight, and then you rotate. When you rotate, put your hands right here in front of your tummy. Actually push in on your tummy so you feel. Now, when you do this, what I want you to do is, when your leg that's straight, I want you to tighten up the gluteal. This one is not tight. Then I switch. Now this one's tight. I want to tighten up my gluteal, but this one's not. So this little move, because we're working one side, then the other side, I'm asking you to contract. I'm asking you to pull your heel up. Then I'm going to add an arm motion. So I'm just going to act like I'm skiing, okay? I'm going to, or running, or whatever you want to imagine. But you see this? So you just drop the hip, you drop the hip, but on the hip that's dropped, you squeeze your gluteal. I'm trying to do everything I can to help you really get the gluteals turned on, okay? So that when we start lifting, we have fully functioning, on board, warmed up gluteals, okay? And hips. This is one to start with if you tend to have heel problems, if you tend to have tight hip problems, and especially people with lower back problems like delicate back, they get tight. And if you have hip issues, I can tell you your tightness in your hips translates to tightness in the lower back. So it's just a 1 and a 2, and you just keep doing that until you start feeling some heat starting in your legs. So what do I mean by that? You've done enough muscle contraction, and it's at a certain level because we're doing one weight load, then the other weight load, that you're actually feeling some tightness starting down in the lower leg, okay? Then you just take the heel down and you push the butt back. And you say 1001, 1002, 1003, and you pull those arms back, but especially your shoulders down. Then you transfer, okay? So here I go. Heel, stretch that out, push the butt back. This knee is bent, and the hands go back, pulling your shoulders back, okay? You're going to keep your chin tucked, pull those back. And now we're going to do it one more time on both sides. And this next time, we're going to do all that work, but we're going to start turning our neck. So I'm going to go heel, push the butt back, drop your shoulders. Now, turn slowly your chin over one shoulder, then come center, and then turn it over the other shoulder. Tight tummy, and come back. We're going to do it again. Here we go. Heel. Push the butt back, tight tummy, look over one shoulder, keep those shoulders down, and then slowly turn and look over the other shoulder, okay? And the operative word there is slowly. You're going to be amazed when you're doing this kind of stand where you're on your heel, you're on your foot, everything's bent. If you go fast, you're going to lose your balance, okay? Now then, I'm going to bring my heel up, okay? I'm going to act like I'm striking a match, like my foot's the match, So you go like that, but here's what you don't do right now. Don't arch your back. So you're gonna go strike, and you're gonna go strike, okay? So we're doing a lot of side to side loading right now. So strike, bring the hands over, come to neutral, strike first, get that heel coming to your hip. But what you don't want to do is take the knee out like that. You want to keep it heading down. So it's like a strike, keep that knee down, strike, don't arch. And you won't arch if you keep your tummy tight, okay? And you can turn if you want to. So we're doing full body dynamic stretches right now. That's what this is called. We're not just walking. Walking's great, but sometimes these range of motion, but also movement related stretches is a great way to get warmed up, okay? So when you pull your heel to your hip, you want to pull the heel into your hip enough so that you actually feel this talking to you, okay? You actually feel stretch, okay? And you do it repeatedly. So we're not bent over, but we're not super straight either, okay? If that makes any sense. All right, we keep our knees soft and we just keep working. And here's the deal. See, I want you to repeatedly hit a little stretch. Strike. When the knee is in the back position, that's when you bring that heel to your hip, but you don't arch, okay? Don't go way out like that right now. So switch, strike, bring that leg back and bring that heel to the hip, okay? So this is a very good move, especially for people with joint issues. If you've had a joint replaced, if you know you just have tight hips, backs, etc. This little foot striking type of a motion is a very good way to get loosened up, not only here, but in your hip and in your lower back, okay? Now, we're gonna do one last one, and then we're gonna start our loading. So you've already started loading, but so now what I want you to do is just start real little. See this? So this is, you've done this before. So this is a hip rotation. It's just circling of the hips. That's it, okay? You can go a little wider, or you could just stay right in here. So here's the deal. When you're doing this, you're going one way. You're going to do about 8 to 10 one way, then 8 to 10 the other way. Your stomach is tight. Your shoulders are down. But you see, as I come to this kind of a move, I shift into the balls of my feet. Then I'm on the side. Now I'm in the heels. So you get the idea. You actually want to feel how are you putting pressure in your feet? Just to do this simple little hip range motion. And you stay pretty upright. You don't bend super far anyway, okay? Everything is happening through that hip, lower back, okay? Keep your shoulders down, and we're gonna stop right there, and we're gonna go the other way, okay? Keep your chin down. So when you're shifting, go to the heels, side, go to the balls of the feet, over. So see, I'm not really taking my upper body, or even my hips, too far out of the column. I'm pretty much staying in the column, but I am doing these rotations, little circles, then medium circles, then big circles, all the way through, all the way through, all the way through. Just about 2 more. Hang on. Feel it in your feet. Heels, side, then front. Side, heels, then front. See how it goes? Yes. Take a big deep breath. Bring one hand right here, right there. And then I want you to stay forward, standing. Soften up the knees. And then I want you to take this hand and I want you to reach it back. And then I want you to swoop it under. Okay? So here we go. Back. The ear is touching the thumb. I take it back. I stay forward. And then I swoosh under. And I take the other one. Thumb, ear, reach back. And as you're reaching back, this ear is going down here. And bring it under. So if you are one that tends to hunch over, pay attention to these next couple moves, okay? Because you get stiff necks a lot. Because we do this a lot. We walk around like this, okay? You're going to get stiff necks. This is one of the best ways to help your shoulders, okay? So a firm stance, soft knees, tight tummy. Yes, the shoulders stay down. And I'm just going to take my elbow and my thumb. See, I'm not doing this. A lot of people will do this. Don't do that. If you have a shoulder issue that this bothers you, then of course, drop it. See, then reach back. Then really reach back and then swoop like that. But while you're doing this kind of a move, you're bringing your other ear over to the shoulder. So you're stretching right here. Now we'll do this one. So I'm going to come here and I'm going to go right down here, ear to shoulder, swoosh. Here we go, ear to shoulder, swoosh, ear to shoulder. Bring that ear down, reach, bring it around. Okay, last one, breath, bring it around. Nice. Okay. Now we're ready to start doing some carries. And the other thing too that I want to point out to you of why I love to do free weight type carrying is number one, it's a very functional thing. You know, when you're living your life, whatever it is, whether it's a sport, I'm going to go ahead and pick up my 2 bottles. If you have 2 bags or if you have 2 weights, it doesn't matter. I like this one right now to start with because it helps me gently start using my grip, which is what I was going to talk about. So I'm going to go front to back, then I'm going to go step, and then I'm just going to do my first dip, okay? And I'm going to dip. So I have 2 10-pound containers here. So as I go down, I want to stay chest up. And I want to keep my tummy tight. And I'm not doing a huge dip. I'm doing a little bit of one. I'm going down until I start to feel the front of my leg kind of talk to me just a little bit. Okay? But like if I were with you, I would be just tapping you right here. I would be going, stay upright, because we tend to do this. And then we tend to do this. And we don't want to do either of those. So I've got 2 20-pound weights now. I mean, 2 10-pound weights that equal 20. And I'm just letting it pull me down. See, like this, gravity pulling me down. Now, if you choose to hold a correct stance right now, this little move right here with 2 10-pound weights managing, you can use gravity to your benefit, okay? Because I'm lined up. I'm keeping my chin tucked, my ears are over my shoulders, and I'm trying to keep my shoulders pretty much over my hips. They may go forward a little bit, but not much, okay? And then I just do this little knee bend in the back. And then I don't hurt my knee, and I'm getting a lot of work that I'm feeling in my foot, my calf, and my back extensors. Because when I go down like this, and I stay in line in a neutral posture, I should call this K's exercise. Okay, make sure you're standing up straight. Pull yourself back. Yeah, do just a little dip. Don't worry about the dip. Just a little dip, but hold yourself back. Get in that neutral posture. And those muscles are like, oh my gosh, they're standing up straight. We gotta make changes. That's what your muscles are talking about. Okay, that's about, I'm at tilt with my calf in the back. So bring that leg up, take a breath, put your weights down right there, okay? So if you had a pretty good weight for you, you're starting to feel it through your forearms, your hands. So this is part of the beauty of using variations of a carry. So we're not doing ambulation like we normally do, but we are doing dips, okay? So now that leg that was back here, I'm just going to turn it to the side, and I'm going to open my hands out. I'm going to give my upper body, my back, everything a chance to regroup. Take a big deep breath, bring that leg back in, shake a little bit your hands, okay? Now I'm going to take the other leg back. So I'm just going to go back as if I took a walking stride back. That's it, okay? Sorry, I forgot to get my weights. So I'm going to get my 2 jugs first. I'm straight on. So I have 2 10-pound jugs. Again, you could have 2 grocery bags filled with 10 pounds or less or more, or you could pick up 2 of your weights. That'd be fine, okay? So here's the lineup. Drop your chin, drop your shoulders, okay? Tummy is in, right? I know I didn't have to say that, but just in case a slug happened to come on, that's the only reason I did that, okay? Here we go. Step back, and I'm going to rotate and come down and come back. I'm going to rotate down and come back. So here's the thing. A lot of people they start all worrying about, oh, okay, how far down am I supposed to go? And I'm going to go, keep your form and go down as far as that will allow you. The minute you start to slip your form, and what's the first slip? The first slip is doing this. So if you start bending forward, you got to straighten that up and just stay here and do these high pulses, see? So if you start to bend forward with that downward trajectory, then you have to just hang on. You have to straighten up your posture and your form, and then you go down as far as that bottom leg, see that bent knee, will allow you to go, and you're keeping good form. So take a breath, drop your shoulders, regroup, chin in, rib cage up, bend that knee, come down just as far as you can, because I can feel when it starts pushing me forward, I know exactly where that's at, okay? So don't push forward. Oh, big breath. Yes. Big breath. And back. And breath. Yeah, stay with me, stay with me. We just got about a couple. Kathy hates it when I say a couple because it ruins her counting. A couple means 2 to maybe 20. Kind of like when my granny would say, I'm going to give you a couple of swats if you don't stop doing this or that. I knew I was in trouble if she said a couple. Ooh. Okay, bend that knee. Breath. Bend that knee. Stay with me. Stay with me. Don't quit. Let's just do 3 more. Let's just do 3 more. Keep your shoulders down. Keep your chin tucked. Rib cage up. Just do 2 more with me. Just two more. 1 more. Just 1 more. And come back. Put those down. Turn the leg that was bending out. Okay? We're going to use that right now to do a little inner set. Okay? So here's the things that I was carrying right here. They're both 10 pounds. And it's like a gallon jug. Okay? So I'm going to turn out just like that. It must be a little bit more because it's one of those uh, you know, those when you're gonna get a colonoscopy, it's one of those. They're a real heavy jug. They work great. Okay, so you're gonna go here, just like that, all right? And then you're gonna go here with the other one. So we're gonna go ahead and put our toes out like a duck, all right? Then we're going to turn one, and we're gonna turn one like all the way out, and this one's in like a straight forward, okay? And we're gonna go like this. And then we're gonna push the hip back. And we're gonna come right down and just press on the knee here. So again, I don't want any backs flexing. So here's my position. Toe forward, toe out. I'm gonna push my butt back. My knee is soft here, and it's going straight here. And I'm taking my whole upper body down toward, like I'm heading down here. And if you straighten your leg after you've come down here, go ahead and straighten this leg, the one that's turned. Reach your hand down as far as you can, and you should have felt a big stretch coming all the way up through the groin, okay? Here we go. Are you ready? So I have one leg straight. I have one leg turning out, okay? Then I'm gonna come down. I'm gonna take my hand like I'm trying to reach this ankle, and I'm gonna straighten this leg, and I'm pushing my butt back. Here's the stretch right here through the groin. You got it? Hang on to it. Back off of it, and then go back into it. So anybody with hamstring, groin, back, hip issues, these get very tight, okay? Okay, now I'm gonna pick up my 2 carries. So these are my lighter carries, and one's on one side and one's on the other. Again, if I didn't have a jug prepared just for this move, I would pick up 2 weights, and it could be pretty heavy. These are 10 each, so whatever it is for that. So now I'm gonna cross over my midline, just like that. See that? And I'm gonna take this arm, and I'm gonna come right to here. I'm going to act like I'm going to bring it up, and I'm going to act like I'm going to give it to you. See that? So get a grip. So again, here we are neutral. Okay. I'm going to step across, and now I have 2 carries, right? I'm going to act like I'm going to give this to you, this jug. Take a breath, drop your shoulders. Hold your ground with your feet. Act like you're going to give it to somebody, okay? If you have a tricky shoulder, don't give it to somebody who's very tall. Go lower. But you know what you're going to feel? On this little move right here. This is such a good move to get your core going. You know why? When you lengthen your lever right here, and see, I've chosen a lower position because some of you definitely need to do the lower position. When I start to hand you a 10-pound jug of something, man, you feel your core tightening in and like, oh, I got to support this move. Yes, you do. Okay? So pick your level, but don't go high. So just pretend you are handing this off to somebody, okay? And when you get up here and you hand it off, right here, hold 1001, 1002, 1003, bring it back, okay? Keep your tummy tight. You still are in that cross body position with your legs, okay? You're gonna come up here and you're gonna hand this off to somebody. Now hold, 1, 2, 3. Bring it back in, okay? Tight tummy, here we go. Bring it up, hand it off, hold 1, hold 2, hold 3, and bring it back, okay? Take a big deep breath. I know you love this, don't you? Drop your shoulders. I came up with this one last night, you guys. I was thinking about, oh, how can I help their hip and their stomach and their shoulder without hurting any of the joints? This is the one. So here I crossed over. See that? Okay? Drop your shoulders. Don't lean in. You got somebody in front of you, and you're going to bring this up, maybe low or maybe higher. I'm warning you. If you have shoulder delicacies, do not go up high when you have an appreciable weight. Stay very low. But again, this move, think of travel right now. I know I got some travelers here. Think about all those suitcases and trying to load them in buses and in trains and in planes and on, cars and stuff like this. Yeah, this is one of the very motions that you got to get good at doing, right? Okay, hold your ground. See, I'm cross-body with my foot. My feet are pretty forward. Drop your shoulders again, rib cage up. You're going to hand your suitcase or your jug or whatever it is off to somebody that's going to load it in the car for you, okay? This move right here, done wrong, can really mess your shoulder up, okay? That's why I don't want you going high, and I want you to feel good support when, in fact, you reach out with that weight. So your elbows down, you're reaching out, you're pulling it back in. Take a breath, tight tummy, up, reach it out, and come back in. Here we go. Reach it out and come back in. Breath and reach it out and come back in. Just two more. We're almost there. Tight tummy. Regroup anytime you need to. I got 2 more. I'm going to reach out. I'm going to keep my elbow in. I'm not lifting it way up. This is my little tricky shoulder, but I'm trying to get much stronger in this particular move. See this? This takes a lot of all your body if you're handing off a suitcase to somebody and you don't want to hurt yourself. Okay? Big breath. Yes. I'm going to step wide. I'm going to take my 2 little water pails or my jugs or my little suitcases. See that? See that? And then I'm just going to come right to here, and that's it. So I'm going to go down, push my butt back, set into my heels, tight tummy, push into the heels, come upright first, then bring them right to your solar plexus. Then come down and down. Heels, push, drop your shoulders. So right now, you're tightening your butt. You should be tightening your butt. Bring these right to the solar plexus, no higher. Then come down and come down, okay? Pull, tighten your butt right there. Come down and come down. So you can think of just a ton of moves that mimic this move in your life, especially if you're doing a little gardening or you're cleaning out stuff. Think about your movement patterns, because it can either make you stronger while you're working through your day, or it can break you down, okay? And you have everything to say about that. And actually, sometimes all it really takes is for you to just slow down and think about your movement patterning, okay? And it might take just a tiny bit longer to get that, whatever, that area in your yard cleaned out, or to get that box over in the corner. But it will help you get stronger if you choose to move correctly, Okay, I got 2 more. Stay with me. Stay with me. I know this is not super hard, but it is one that helps you retrain your movement patterning. That's why I'm doing it with you. Okay, I know I said 2, but I'm just going to drive Kathy a little nuts. We're going to do 1 more. See, this is 1 more, just 1 more, and then we're down. Okay. Okay. Good, good, good. All right. So, big breath, big breath. I'm going to turn my little chair here. Okay. So I'm right in here. I got my little tea towel. So I always have my tea towel at the ready. It could be a tea towel. It could be a stretchy band. Whatever that you want it to be, that would be fine. So I'm going to take my tea towel, put it right back over here, just like that. So some of you might say, oh, that hurts my shoulder. Then you're somebody who needs to be careful with your shoulder, okay? Not that you don't do movements, but you do them carefully, and you change them if you need to. So if it hurts your shoulder, to act like you're drying your neck or your upper back with a tea towel. If this hurts your shoulder because it really pulls back too much, then you are going to go under the chin. But look at the position of my elbows. That's what's important here. Because if you're going to get more mobility in your shoulder, you can't keep doing stuff out here, okay? You got to drop those elbows, and you're going to bring the whole shoulder girdle, that means my hand and my elbow, back so that this is flush against my little throat here. See, like that? Make sure nobody's behind you to grab this and like choke you out. It was just a joke. I'm sorry. I'm going back to my wrestling days. Okay, see this is. So I hope you're being able to see yourself, because some of you are doing this. I know you are. Pull those elbows down, okay? Pull the whole hand and shoulder back. And those of you who can be back here, again, same thing. So you go this way and this way. So see, my elbow is not going back. What's it doing? It's staying in, and it's coming up. It's coming up and then back in, up and back in, up and back in. See? Breath, just like that. And so I'm standing here at my chair. So what I want to do is push my hips toward the chair, and I'm going to do this little press back and forth. And I'm pushing my hip bones into the chair. And I'm doing this big arching of my back. The same time, I'm trying to work through my whole forearm, my whole shoulder, and it does very simple. It works very simply by simply raising your elbow as far as you can. Keep pushing your hips forward, raising your elbow, bringing it back. And if you were here, you would just be doing this. See this? So your elbow goes from up to down, up to down. I'm doing this for a real specific reason, for shoulders. So whichever one works for you, keep your shoulders down, keep your rib cage up, keep your tummy not too tight, but pushing the hips out, okay? And you're just bringing the elbow up and back, up and back, up and back, okay? So if you did that repeatedly, so here's my chair. See this? See how I brought my hip in? See that? Okay, you ready? I'm standing right here. I'm just going to bring my hip to the chair. I want you to notice something. When I push the hip to the chair, I don't overbend on the other side, okay? I go from neutral, I soften my knees, I go into the chair with the side of the hip, okay? So when I'm in that position, I'm going to take the hand up and go over. So it's almost touching my shoulder, okay? So I'm using my chair as my guide. Then I'm going to bring this back, and then I'm going to come back. So it's a 1, 2, 3 step process. The reason I'm breaking this down for you is because this is one of the most slaughtered, one of them, exercises I see being done. Like when I walk through a gym or I see somebody, you know, doing their exercises already. They start working this like, you know, like you can't believe. And it's like, really, I'm like, what? Why are you doing that? Are you trying to push your back out of joint? So here we go. I recap. Chair, neutral stance, soften my knees, got my little tea towel. Okay, drop my shoulders, and I'm going to push my hip into the chair. All right? I don't excessively lean. Once I've got it in there, this hand is going to come way up, and then this is pulling it down so that this hand is almost at my shoulder. And then I really lift my elbow up, not over, up. Yeah, like that, like that, like that. Then to come out of this, I bring my arm down, use this, and push out of it, okay? It's a big move if you're way down here and you just, you know, real fast without thinking, pull yourself back, okay? So I'm breaking this one down because it's one of the ones that I see big problems. And I want you to know it's got specific benefits. So here I am standing in my chair. I'm a neutral stance. And I'm trying to get you ready for something here that we're going to do with a lift. Okay, here's my little tea towel. I'm going to soften my knees first. Then I'm going to push my hip into the chair. Now, you could be doing this against the wall. That would be fine, okay? It's the same thing, though. Hip width apart with your feet. Soften your knees. Push that hip into the chair. You see I go over just a little bit. And those of you with delicate backs, you're going to feel this. It's going to be doing all kinds of things there, but not overdoing it. See, like that. Then here's this. And this is going to come right down here. Like I'm going to bring this hand down to my ear. See that? And then at this point, instead of trying to go way up and over like I can always see it done, this is in here. The hip is in here. The hand is over the head touching the ear. Now pretend you're trying to go up with your elbow. And just hang out there for a second. Bring that elbow way up, way up, way up, way up. Take a big breath. Yeah, and then bring it back down. Bring the arm down first, and then use the chair to get you into neutral position. Good? Yeah, that's how you do a side bend without killing your back and actually getting into those muscles that you're doing the whole move for anyway, okay? So let's take one last one, and then we're going to pick up some weights. So here I am. Some of the very muscles that we just now used a dynamic move to stretch. So see this? I'm on my toe. I'm on my solid foot, and I'm pivoting on my toe. Then I'm going to drop my shoulders, bring it way down here, push my butt back. I'm going to do it again. Just like I'm swinging a golf club, but I come out of that swing and come down a little bit, which you wouldn't if you're swinging a golf club. Okay, push that butt back, keep your chin tucked. So this kind of motion, if you're going to be playing pickleball, if you're going to be playing golf, if you're going to be playing tennis, a whole host of other things, you're going to be chopping wood, you're going to be doing this move. Make sure that you don't have any sticking points through the whole move. See here, I'm on my toe, pivot, bring her down, right to my knee, push my butt back. Keep my chin tucked. Just 2 more. Here we go. Down, chin tucked. 1 more. Here we go. Down, chin tucked. Okay, so you should have started noticing in that whole movement patterning, was there any kind of sticking points for you? Okay. So now I'm going to go down to this one. Okay. Sorry, down to this one. Okay. So I'm going to be pivoting my toe. I'm going to be going up like this, pivoting my toe. Then I come down to the knee. See that? So at this point right now, you keep your chin tucked and your butt should be pushing back. Push back into the heels. Here I go. Swing. Okay, you're taking that big swing. So this foot is pivoting on the toe. Now you go through the whole swing. You come down and you pull and come back. And then you come down to that knee. So you're changing. You're going from a pivot of the toe down into the full foot. And you're going to keep your tummy tight and especially keep your shoulders down. Breath, bring it all the way around and bring it all the way down. Just 2 more, just 2 more. Here we go. All the way around, all the way down. 1 more. This is it. Swing and then down. So, lots of hip action here, right? We did a lot of shoulder stuff, right? So now we're ready. We're going to pick up a heavier weight. And those of you who have delicate shoulders, of course, measure. We're not going to be doing a ton of overhead, but we are going to bring our hands up. So pick something that's medium, leaning toward a little heavier. And then here's the thing you got to hear. So as you're prepping for this, see, if you want to sneak yourself into higher fitness categories and you're just like, I cannot do heavy stuff at all up at a certain point, fine. Make sure you pay attention to safety precautions. However, when you've got the clearance, you start to load. You bring a heavy weight up. You see how it's going to feel. And you can tell whether you need to lighten it up. But you do the first repetitions as heavy as possible. And then you stop. You change your weight. And you go down to a lighter weight to finish what we're doing. That's the recipe. That's the formula. So as I'm standing here talking to you about this, see, my whole body is reading out, well, just how much weight is this? Can I handle it? And you'll know if you stand here and hold it for just a few minutes. And see, I'm feeling my feet. I'm going from heel to toe. I'm doing little shifts, tiny little bit of shifts. And yes, that is it. And I don't want to grip my weights. I want to be waving because this weight is settling into my hands, see? And do you see what I'm doing with my leg? See, I just step front to back and I'm hanging on to this weight right here. So I'm really, yes, and you just hold on to it. And those of you with shoulder issues, make sure you lighten up if you need to, or do this with no weight. That's excellent because you have to watch the position of your elbows. Okay, make sure those elbows are not sticking back on you. All right, so see, I had them on my shoulder. Now I'm going to take it up again. I'm going to hold it here. I'm just swinging one leg back and forth. Tight tummy, tight tummy. I got about 5 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it in carefully. Bring it down carefully. Okay? Right there. And then I'm going to put the weights down. Right there. Okay? Now I've got a whole other side to do. So this means we're putting ourselves into a second set, right? So before, I just pulled them up, right? And I brought them just to here. I let them hang out on my shoulder for a bit. And then I tighten in my tummy and I press them so that they're right at my ear level. Okay, and when you do that, you have to make sure that your elbow and your fists are in line. Do you remember this move? Remember our W? Yeah, it comes very important right now. When you're going to put weight and you're going to go up even a little bit, and it's like excellent to get really good loading coming down your body frame. But don't do anything that's going to hurt a damaged shoulder or a damaged whatever. You do this move, you line yourself up, and you do this whole thing with very little weight, if any. Okay? So some of you have some real challenges to deal with physically. And what I'm trying to show you is, number one, we're very functional in that we're standing. So all this weight is coming down on our joints and everything. And then when I go pick up, and so Nancy always says, tell us how much weight you're using. That helps me to know. I picked up a 12 and a 12. So I'm managing 24, right? That's me. But some of you may do this with no weights, okay? Or a lightweight, 1 pound, 1 pound. Because, you know why? Because you haven't got this trajectory yet. You're still working on that forward head that makes you do everything out here. That's very stressful on a joint. So I really can't encourage people who are having a hard time getting their shoulders in line here and their elbows in line to pick up much weight. I hope you're following me on this, because I want you to get over the problem. And in order to get over the problem, you got to move correctly first, okay? And you do little therapy type moves until you get strong and functional. And then you start to weight load. Okay, so here's my weight, right? I'm going to bring the weights up, and then I'm going to open, and I'm going to wave so I'm not gripping, okay? Now, before, all I was doing was just stepping front to back. That's all I was doing, because that little step really helps you keep your tummy tight, keep your shoulders down, keep your supporting knee soft, okay? Do not lock your supporting leg right now. Keep it very soft as you're doing this little swing. Okay, so these have been touching my shoulders, and now I'm going to take them up to my ears, okay? Take a breath. Do this whole huge effort, especially if you've got a weight that's pretty heavy. It's going to get you. Take a break when you need to. That's smart exercising. That's just smart. Take a breath. Take a breath. I got about 5 seconds on this hit. 3, 2, 1. Okay, I'm going to hang out right here. See, I'm just going to hang out right here. Right here. Breath. Then I'm going to bring them up one more time. Breath. 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 Bring it in and bring it down. Woo! Okay. Keep your feet together. We're going to do a fold. All right? Like folding your napkins. A fold. Here we go. I'm going to push my butt back. These are those heavier weights, 12s on each hand. I'm going to put them down right there, okay? I'm just going to hang out down here for just a second. Take a breath. Push into the heels. Push your hands out. And then just do little pendulum type roll through those shoulders. Breath. Keep your knees soft. Tight tummy. Don't lift through your shoulders. This is a pendulum. Okay? Now stay in this position. Take one hand, I don't care which. Bring it back. Remember, we did this in the warm-up. Bring it back as far as you feel you can. Then bring that one down. Stay into the heels. You're going to go really open right there. Bring it open. Bring it down. Here we go. Push into the heels. Open. And bring it down. And open. And bring it down. Okay. That was a rest. I want Kathy to know that was a rest. Okay, grab your weights. Stay down there. Bring your weights up. Bring your elbows up as far as you feel you can. Then go way down with them. Here we go. Pull, 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 pull. Down, 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 down. Take a breath. Keep your chin tucked. And when you come down, bring your butt lower than your chest and head. Very important. Ah! Don't drop your head below your butt. Breath. Here we go. Breath. Heels push. Breath. Heels push. Breath. Heels push. Woo! Make sure your head and chest are not lower than your butt. Breath. Two more. One more. Duh. And come up. You loved it, don't you? You're up there going, oh, we want to do more of that. I can hear it. We want to do more. We want to do more. I know. You're wanting to throw tomatoes right now at the screen. This is where I'm glad I'm not with you in person. Okay, how's everybody feeling? So what you did today, I tried to be very careful about warming up, doing a lot of movement-related warm-up, and also loading through shoulders, hip, back, everywhere. Okay? So we're going to go right here. We're going to lean forward. We're going to lean back. Okay? We're going to lean forward and lean back. So I'm sitting on this pad. If that bothers you at all, just take it out. If you like it, that's up to you. Okay? So here's what's going to happen. Now we're going to really hit tummy. All right? So again, when you work on tummy muscles, it would behoove us to also work on our breathing muscles, because in fact, that's the muscles that innervate pelvic floor function. So when I come back like this, I'm breathing in, okay? I feel my tummy tightening. See that? Look here, I'm going to bring one foot up. That's it. Then I'm going to put it down. I'm going to stay in this position. I'm going to bring the other foot up, and I'm poking. So if I were you, I'd be poking your tummies right here. And you're breathing, okay? So I'm going to breathe in, hold my foot up like this, and then bring it down. Just hang out right here. Yeah, just hang out right here. So what would I do? If I were with you, I would check a couple of things. Number one, how far back are you going? Are you touching here or not? You can, but whether you do or not, you do not cave here. You do not flex, okay? Then I want this working. Then I'm going to go up, breath, up, breath, up, breath, up, breath, up, breath, poke, breath. This should be so tight. Breath, right here, breath, breath, breath. Yeah, straighten up right here. I'd be checking you here. Some of you are wanting to flex your back. Don't do it. Poke, poke, poke. Poke, poke, poke. Yeah, keep your chin tucked. Hang out right here. Okay, you ready? Now we're going to do the second part of this move. All right, I know you're so excited because you're like feeling it. And you're like, yeah, give us more, give us more. Here it is. Okay, drop your shoulders right here. Tight, 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 yeah? Keep that nice and extended. Up, just like that. Now watch this. We're going to go boom. Just for a little, then bring it back. It's going to kick you right through here. I'm warning you. Take a breath. Ribcage up. Drop my shoulders, open, bring that leg up, okay, the foot's up, not very high, and then extend from the knee. Bring it back, bring it down, take a breath. Rest anytime you need to. And when you take a rest, go all the way into this kind of a stance, but don't bring your shoulders up, okay? Just go like this, all right? Those of you who've had knee replacements or you've had knee surgeries, hip, you have delicate backs, I'm telling you, we can get stronger in all these areas just with something like I'm taking you through right now. So take a breath, drop, take the time to line yourself up. Here we go. It's going to lift. Boom. Let's do it again. Boom. Breath. Breath. Just like you're kicking, okay? But you're not kicking. You're squeezing. You're squeezing that out, okay? Poke. Yeah? Everything's really working. Watch this little sneaky knee. You know what it's going to want to do? It's going to want to turn out. Don't turn it out. Just one more, one more. Okay, bring it back. Come all the way in. Relax. Turn. Push against the knee. Turn. Push against the knee. So we did some of these in the warm-up, remember? Okay, you ready? Drop your shoulders. Yes. Ribcage up. Yes. Open at the hip hinge. Yes. Poke. Is my stomach innervating? Yes. Am I turning blue? Yes. Then start breathing. And then go out, breath, out, breath. So you're just going to tap it. Okay, but don't turn the knee on me. Okay, just push, bring it back. Push, bring it back. Poke, poke, breath. So we're working all that pelvic floor just by pushing our breathing. We're working all our abdominals. We're working our quads. We're working all of our back muscles. Just 3 more. Breath. 2 more. Breath. 1 more. Breath. That's it. Bring it in. So I'm almost certain that you guys are just loving this, right? Little different today, but we loaded. Okay? So make sure you tell everybody, yes, you're taking classes on Zoom just so you can get loaded. You got to laugh at that, you guys. Okay, see what I did? See what I did? I just turned and I put my knee down and then I opened myself back. We do it a little differently before, but I'm going to do it this way today. This is very effective at opening this tight hip. Okay, then you just come up, you're sitting forward, you're going to turn, you drop the knee, you open back until you feel that wonderful stretch coming right through the quad. Just push yourself back. Keep the knee going down. Don't bring it out to the side. Take a big deep breath. Woo! Big breath. Bring it back around. Step. Put your hands here. And you're going to just hang the hips. Just like that. Just really pull that. Drop your shoulders and pull the chin in. And you're really stretching out that back. Take a big breath. Turn your head. Turn your head. Turn your head. Take your ear to the shoulder, ear to the shoulder. Don't do it fast. Hang on. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Step back in. Yay!